And welcome back, folks, to more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Last time we played, well, we found out that the homicide that happened was actually a double homicide on the same guy. So we don't know what the hell's going on anymore, so we're going to try to investigate today and see what's what. So, Mr. Wright, what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Let's see. What's going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. What's this and the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Well, that's what we're gonna find out, or try to at least. All right, let's do it. She's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright, huh? Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. Science awaits us. All right, back to the prosecutor's office. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum, was it empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never. Even though she says they don't really get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. It's just, we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright? What's that grin for? This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. Luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know, you just can't wash it away with a little water. We found that out in Judgment, too. That's another detective game. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. Wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing bloodstains. We're not drinking it. I'll lend you these glasses, huh? You had an extra pair? The test for a blood reaction. Just spray luminol on it. Like this. Press enter to spray it on. Oh boy. Blood on the car? Blood in the trunk? No. Blood on the floor? I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So, is this a bloodstain? It's so, Emma, you're shaking. My first time seeing real blood. Okay, well, we definitely know this is a bloodstain. Doesn't something strike you as odd, scientifically speaking, of course? What's odd about this? The amount of blood. perpetrator and the detective fought here, right? Don't you think there would be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there would be more blood than this. Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we find a bloodstain. Oh, we're gonna do more bloodstain finding? See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah, this stuff's pretty handy too. I saved up my allowance to buy that. Luminol testing fluid. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case. Then let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of the day. Feels like we're really investigating a crime now. Spray it in her face. Why would we do that? Ah! I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. Miss Star. You only trust your own eyes. Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead in doesn't really get my mouth watering. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Star, but no, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. Would you eat a day-old box? Yeah, probably. I think 3 days is like the limit. Sorry, you lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable. Oh, thank you, Franco. Much appreciated. And Thagnes, by the way. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. Ah. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? What photograph? Look at this photograph. Well, every time I do, it makes me laugh. So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Star? Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up? He confessed. They babbled like babies. You know. I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I drag the dirt out of the mouths of the suspect after suspect. And before long they called me the cough-up queen. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were let go, fired? Hey there, Para. I felt like I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case. The SL9 incident. SL9? Wait, she doesn't mean... What does she mean? If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime. I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo. This photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime. Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were. 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Star. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl. I've had my testimony disregarded before. And I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. Didn't this have the SL9 on it? Yeah. What if we showed the knife? What do you think about this? The SL9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note, Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know. Really? That knife was evidence from that case, the murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected. SL9 isn't over. Not yet. You think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable to who? 2 years ago was the biggest case I ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence, so they didn't solve it. On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get cleaner than that. The only problem was they never did find decisive evidence, not a shred. What? The criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence of a sort. Made up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those. Myself and one other person you know well. Could it be? Exactly, Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean, Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined, and then it was over. He was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten. Neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait! Those lunches you sell. There's only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate. Miss Star's old boyfriends? How many does she have anyway? Just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, Rookie. What? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. Then you should take this. Lucky, what would motivate you to sell lunches? If I was really passionate about like cooking and all that, I'd probably have like a food truck. A Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Steak? Excellent for putting Officer Marshall in a good mood. A star. Officer Marshall, is he your, are you his... Are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. Well, a long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And it was nice to me too back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective, but now, oh, he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. Hey there, Rusty, how you doing? We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. I suppose it makes sense the detective did get killed here after all. So the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got on the front desk, here it is. It's like a kid at an amusement park. Oh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. So Lucky, in 5 words or less, what's going on today? Is it in this game or in the world? What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. You know, any happenings? Not that I'm aware of. I have not looked into anything today whatsoever. So I'm the wrong person to ask. According to this pamphlet, this is the guard room, or the evidence room. So beyond that door is the evidence room, the scene of the crime. Or it sure seems that way. Oh, what's wrong? It's those cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight. Wait. Oh, thank you, Bug Eye. Much appreciated. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where's the guard? I got a feeling I know who he is already. Oh, and thank you, Azura. Thanks. Thank you, everyone, for the subs. Yipes, these sure are prickly. They must be the real deal. Does anyone own a cactus? Cacti? I would think just one big one would be sufficient. These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually. How so? She's green and filled with spikes. Encased in a cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction. Just like her. I'm not so sure I see the resemblance. It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity. There's a security guard uniform hanging here. More like a costume than a uniform, honestly. A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that called again? A punchy? Paunchy? Pinchy? A poochie? Oh man, I love poochie. Maybe that wasn't it. It's a poncho, but I think I'll keep that information for myself. Looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room here. There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. I bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of there. Wait a minute. There's a rope here. Look, on the floor, a lasso. Oh, thank you, Franco, for the more subs. Looks like it's set up to trap something. A trap here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull here, but the lasso missed. You sure have an active imagination. Oh, then thank you, Azura, for the subs as well. Thank you, boys. Much appreciated. The swinging door makes the place look like some kind of saloon. But look, it's nailed shut. You can't get in that way. Of course not. If you went through here, the cactus would fall over. Ouch. I'd say it would be more of a yar than myself. The evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. It won't open. You thought it would be open? I think we need someone's permission to go in there first. All right, well, there's no one here. This place is charged with frantic energy, as always. Please! What's that? One steak lunch, please! Oh, it's you. Detective Gumshoe. Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. Oh, Gumshoe. I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now's not the time for despair. We've caught our criminal. Now we just need our evidence. Criminal? You mean, you heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? And the perpetrator, did he have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch pronto. Standing around here talking isn't gonna fill my belly. Wait, don't leave. If you want to know more, head down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later. What did you guys have for lunch? Was it steak? He ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation is off to a running start. Wow, everyone looks deadly serious here. Oh, there was a vicious murder of a detective down in the police department. Yes, but the same detective was also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. Makes my head hurt. Well, first things first, let's go check out the police department crime scene. Yes, you sound dead set on investigating, but don't mess up or we could end up dead. I doubt anyone wants more mysteries or dead bodies around here right now. But it doesn't look like anyone's going to help us much either. Wings, burgers, chicken nuggets. No one's having a salad here? Still, I do feel a bit better about things. A little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Best not to go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing. Ow. What was that? Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perp? I'd say I was against the perpetrator. I was the perpetrated against, sir. That's what I'd say. Oh, hi. Greetings, sir. Wait, I know who you are. Excuse me, but is there a Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I mean, I brocked it up. I'm Brockpelled Broxell. You should be. Oh, we got a new emote. Find out? It's awful! Oh my god. Let's never have hype trains ever again. Officer Meekins. So you're a guard here at the detention center? No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman. I'm like a little lost lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report? No, sir. How should I say this? Wait, he isn't, is he? You, Officer Meekins? You didn't, did you? Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir. What? What? What is a hype train? It's when multiple people sub at the same time. Then it starts like a train, which encourages other people to sub. It's a Twitch thing. Wow, now this is an unexpected turn of events. Sir, I'm a patrolman with general affairs, sir. Sir! Ow, I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir, so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir. So normally there's a guard at the evidence room. That's right, sir. And because the evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now, the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. But Marshall? Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious person, ow! What the heck is this guy doing? So what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red, I blacked out. When I came to, I was here in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask, what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. Always wrap it up. Bandage on his hand, just like Miss Sky. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. Let's wrap the stream up. We just started. And we only got one stream today, so we better write it out. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir? Please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. If you have to label me as a perpetrator or victim, sir, then label me victim. I would, but you happen to be in detentions and alive and well at that. Yeah, yes, well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. What happens if we solve this case before the time is up? I don't know. We'll find something. Probably nothing. Did you know the victim? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So you didn't know him. Sir, I work in a tiny department devoid of light or other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives. So if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir, none. No, nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. About your hand, did that happen during the course of the crime? Well, you see, sir, don't you think you should just confess? But sir, but there was nothing I could do. Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were, huh? When I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir, all alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? And when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hand, sir. Oh, the shock. Oh, the sorrow, sir. Could you imagine how I felt? The victim's body disappeared? Huh, that's some story. Officer Meekins, this is for you. Eek, I'm scared of knives, sir. It's okay, I just wanted you to take a look at it. That's it, sir. Last night, sir, that's the one. I was an apple, sir, in my dreams, sir, and I was being peeled. On second thought, you don't have to look at the knife. Lucky, how often do your victims' bodies disappear? What victims? I'm a good boy. He's overreacting to the knife. I guess he's been through a lot. Officer Meekins, could you take a look at this? I'm sorry, sir. I have no idea what this is. Maybe you should ask Mr. Edgeworth? He's passing the buck. It takes a special kind of man to pass the buck to Edgeworth. Alright. How often do you dream of being an apple being peeled? I gotta say, honestly, it has never happened. Not even once. Was this business with him not reading the officer's report of the killing at the police department? Chief of police was right about that, but I can't help but think someone in the police department does not like Edgeworth. The patrolman is saluting the other guy. He must be a detective. Answer me. How many fingers do you see? I'm sorry, I don't know. Well, that's 20 for the left, but nowhere near that for the right. Get glasses, officer. That wasn't a salute. It was an eye test. They make a good pair. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's dancing. Speaking of dancing, the whole police department has been dancing around like crazy since yesterday. Can I take out his batteries? I just can't help but feel he's going to do something naughty. Lucky, why don't you ever salute us? Why would I do that? Have you guys done anything worth saluting? Huh? Ever think about that? I'm putting food on your plate. Oh, and it's good food too. The most scrumptious. From the day it was taken at the prosecutor's office. The day that Detective Goodman's body was found in the trunk. So this means I'm a free man, innocent. This is a dream, sir. And I hope I never wake up. If this is a dream, you'd better wake up right now. Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey. That's it, sir. That's it. That's it. That's what? My head was blank until this very moment, but sir, now I remember. I remember, sir. Remember what happened? Correct. That card. That card was the cause of it all. This ID card? Exactly, sir. That's exactly it. Nothing could be more exact, sir. Nothing. I better pry into this one a little deeper. Can you tell me what you remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a lost little patrolman, a lost little lamb. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room, and that's why you thought he looked suspicious. Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show me his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card, then what did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly, he pointed a knife at me. What? Sir, I assure you, I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him. Do unto others before they do unto you. That's my father's words, sir. What happened then? Well, my eyes, sir, everything went white. Then I awoke, I was here. So, Officer Meekins, why was it they arrested you? What do you mean? Let's look at what we know. Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim, who he met at the scene of the crime, didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir. That's what I was trying to say. That is, I did say something along those lines, huh? But you still ended up here? They told me that it had to be him, sir, on that day, at that time. Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room, that's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly. No. But the videotape is quite clear. Videotape? The security camera. The crime, my crime, the crime I swore to stamp out. It's there, it's me, it's on the tape. And you waited until now to tell us this? I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No thanks. I have my own. Well, I guess we better go check out the crime scene. Oh, that's right. There's one more thing we have to present. The badge. Officer Meekins, take a look at this. Go ahead, sir. Laugh. Laugh at me, sir. Haha, what? I know what you want to say. You're gonna tell me how she has one just like it. Me? Why would I? I know, sir, I know. I'm the only one without a girl with matching badges. Oh, no. Nowhere. I'm alone, all alone. Is that so wrong? Life isn't all about high school sweethearts and youthful romance, sir. Is he talking about those badges on her coat? Huh. I'd like to think there's a difference between my badge and a fashion accessory. Alright, get out of here. Hey, Mr. Wright, look who's standing at the chief of the bleh. Look who's standing at the chief of detectives' desk. It's Police Chief Gant. And you're sure this is all? You know what it means if there is anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's the most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats. Under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away, deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. The chief of detectives looks a little flustered. Righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much? Oh, Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? Oh, he gets a salute? Is Edgeworth gonna be okay? Oh, Worthy? Oh, you know. They're doing a little inquiry committee with him. Sounds like an inquisition. Yep, well, they had no end of trouble with the boys since last year. You mean the incident on Gourd Lake? It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, Righto? On karma. A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career, but in court you fixed it, so he was caught for forging evidence. Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of a turmoil, you might say. Why, they would do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what the inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf. The detective getting killed on their turf too, I mean. They're being the prosecutors, I assume. Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? Now, Righto, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive, so I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff, secrets. I can't stand them, but you know. It's a full-time job just keeping the chief of detectives trap shut. Oh, he was the one you were picking on earlier. Huh? You saw that? Oops. I wonder what he wanted the chief of detectives to do. Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him. Oh, sorry, I had to see that. What exactly did the chief of police want you to do? Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here? Of course not. Well, except for this. You kept something? Sure, why not? That's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? The date on it is February 21st. Better take a note, just in case. I should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene. Well, I'm trying to. Is there anything we want to show here? Sorry, Righto. I'm through with that stuff. Through, I say. Go find that guy who can't seem to sit still out there, the busy one. Guy who can't sit still? You mean Detective Gumshoe? Either him or the Blue Badger. Take a look at this. Okay, he does not want to see anything. What about the steak? What about the note? Well, this place is as classy today as it was yesterday. And I'm sure it'll still be just as classy tomorrow, Emma. Incidentally, Edgeworth is not here. I'm sure he's off doing some important investigations. I hope that's what he's doing. Guess we'll have to come back. Okay. Is hanging your work outfit on the wall classy? I guess so. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Well, I never thought the day would come when Righto asked me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room. All righto. Actually, I'm sorry, I don't need to investigate after all. Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Huh? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50, I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead. Investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out. Just goes to show, you never know until you ask. Lucky, can I get 50 bucks? Do you have 50 bucks to lend so I can lend it to you? And for you, you can borrow this. Hey, it's a detective's ID card. That's a special card for guests. Don't lose it. Lucky, you just got 50 bucks from the hype train. Yeah, but I don't have that money until like 45 days. Yes, sir, because sir, we gotta go to the Evans room. I think this place is a bad influence on this girl. Let's talk about drawing streams and how Lucky should demonstrate what one is. We don't do drawing streams. Not anymore. The evidence room is beyond that door. We have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's walk in. It won't open. Aha! Card reader's turned off. What is that security guard thinking? Howdy, partners. Well, well, what's made my Bambina's skies so gray? The thing is, like, logically, when it comes to, well, let's do this and then we'll talk about it. Officer Marshall, why does it have to be him? What's that why does it have to be him look for? As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon. We're here to investigate the crime scene. Yeehaw! That card you got there on your chest? That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts. Yeehaw. Well, what you standing there for? Get along, little dogies. Crime scene's awaiting. Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, can I ask you some questions? Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you hombres. You're busy then. Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres. Let's give him the steak. That smell. Ah, reminds me of Texas. So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas? No, I just saw a special on the television the other day. Is this from my baby? Yeah, Miss Starr. What's this? What? What's wrong? Filet steak lunch. I see. I see. I don't see. I wonder what it means. All right, Bambina, you win. Ask anything. Seems like he's willing to talk. So the thing about drawing streams is, if I were to do some, I would have to go, like, it's been so long since I drew, like, for real. I would have to change my whole schedule, like, completely. Like, I would have to have, like, at least 4 to 5 streams of drawing per week, just to get back to snuff. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right? You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us, that poor little doggy. Poor guy, I keep getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this, but since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, it might not look like it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know? So what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place? Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed Zippy. He was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy. There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job keeping an eye on the place. You mean the security camera system? It's another horse light. I don't take the machines much. I kind of like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know? What's wrong with stewed broccoli? He's hating on broccoli now? Oh, okay, Marshall. Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago. It was my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of the crime. It's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a prairie fire. You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you? That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. Can't let it go. That's all there is to it. What kind of case was it anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened. There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago? The day of our case? That's right. The evidence transfers. I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do. Only 2 of them. There must be a dozen. Like I said, Bambina, me and machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. Oh, now he hates cauliflower? Okay. Okay. The easiest ones to understand here are these security cameras. Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned. Nothing happens. The tapes are automatically erased every few hours. And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes? I reckon they might be. It's a security guard and you reckon? One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card. This is the card reader by the door. The card reader leaves a record of every ID card that passes through. So this is the ID card record. Hey, I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina, can't show you more than that. Huh? I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before. Maybe I can prove that that record is tied to the stabbing. Oh, I've got to do present. Probably our card. See this? This is the victim's ID card. Ah, the one that was in the on the ground in the parking lot. The number on this is 5842189. Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again. Fourth number. It's a perfect match. It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world. So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. Wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So he asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. He pointed a knife at me. If he had his ID card, then why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? All right, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. Got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. Like you. The sheriffs back in the Wild West didn't place much faith in evidence. About the only thing they trusted was their shooting hand. This is neither Wild nor West here. Aha! But that and this are 2 different things entirely. I guess so, huh? I'm lost. Sorry, but could you explain what this whole transferal thing is about? We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them. If it turns out there was a mistake, see? So what happens to the evidence after 2 years? It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the County Sheriff Department. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February. Let's see now. Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever, dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated. And that happened to SL9 2 days ago. Lucky, will you start deleting your VODs after 2 years? Oh, I do it after 2 months. All right, well, that's not helping me out. Let's go in the evidence room. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here. So this is the evidence room. Really is kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels like a morgue. A nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. Eek! Whoa! So sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. Is this true, what I heard? Yeah, it's true. Chief of Police Gant. Loan anyone $50? Even me? Oh, so that's what you were talking about. Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today? A boss for a day. But guess what? You got permission from the chief. So now you're boss for a day. Thanks. First of all, you'll want to have this. Is Gumshoe secretly relics? Probably. So Detective Gumshoe, your boss for the day? That's right, it's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation again. I'm adamant, though. I'm going to take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker here, too, Detective Gumshoe? Of course. I'm a detective, after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open. Lucky, what would you do with underlings if you had them? Probably send them off to mine for gold. Maybe chop some wood. I'll always believe in Edgeworth, no matter what happens. So Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee right now. They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, the SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. We can tell him, maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed, so only one detective can open it. Using their ID card? Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my 3rd card since entering the force already. Sounds like a lot. Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. You mean your right hand comes off? Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprints. Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coated with a fingerprint. So the only locker we can open is our own. Funny, they look like normal lockers. These are the latest models. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles? On the other side of the handles is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it, zap, you get a shock. If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Okay, are you planning to play... No, Lucky planning to play Warcraft 3. Man, that would be nice. If only Warcraft 3 was good. Well, the upgraded versions. Something sticking out of here. Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case. Wonder if Detective Gumshoe put it here. There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here, that said. I bet that evidence locker was open recently. How do you know? If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence? Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot too. I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat either. If you're gonna talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal. Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust here. Dust here. What a sorry looking fishing pole. That's my personal pole. Never did get around to using it. Lucky, do you tuck in your shirt while streaming? What shirt? Wait, I've seen that before. Ah, that's right, pal. That's a metal detector. The one that led to the solving of that case out on Gourd Lake, remember? All right. That feels like it was ages ago. I don't think I've seen this one before. That's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it will come in handy in solving some case sooner or later. That cheap looking box? You can't judge a person or a machine by their cover. You gotta look at their heart. Wow, look at this big pile of junk in the corner. That looks like a car door. There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame. Maybe the guy they caught was some sort of escape artist and he got away. Hey, that's one of those human profiles for range testing. He got shot square in the forehead. Better him than us. Slide. Oh, what is this? What's this? Blood? It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here. Looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright! But if there's other bloodstains, we should use the fluid. Someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from The Case. The SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces? Another piece of SL9 evidence. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke. You want to try to put it back together? Good luck, pal. It's no job for amateurs. I spent 3 hours on that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. Oh, we get to build? Uh-oh. Oh, this is the rest of the stream, by the way. Seems about right. kind of looks like this. I'll try it. What is this? Go slower. I can't. The heck is this? Well, there's only 2 pieces, so... And it's not this. Oh, it's this. Huh? I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. Yeah, I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it. Were some pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. Kind of understand how it got broken. This one's open, and the red indicator light above the door is lit. That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Detective Goodman's locker. Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. Empty. What is a saw and paint doing here? Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression. True art. Notice that there's blue and yellow paint here. Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger? Well, you might say this is my studio. Here in the evidence room? Where's the decorum in this place? Why are some of the pieces missing? Ooh, doesn't it look a bit unstable? Lucky, when will you do a stream of true art to wage war against oppression? Ah, not me. I'm no artist. This place is stuffed with evidence, stuffed with dreams. I'm not so sure about dreams. Huh. It won't open. Did you really think it would? Hey pal, our security is high tech around here. All right, well, let's, we spray the, Oh, jeez. Something happened here. That must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien? This proves that something really happened in front of this locker. I'll make note of it. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. Not on the paint. Wait a minute. Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. Hey. That's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What this? It's called luminol testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? Huh? I'd like to get some too. I'll just go borrow 50 bucks from the chief. Where'd you get this? I always buy it by mail order. Well, I better jot this down on the floor plans. Did you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. I heard the rumors. It was Goodman who came in here at the time of the murder. Whoa! What is it? That second number. It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth! What? The second number on this list? It belongs to Mr. Edgeworth. What? Why would Edgeworth have to come to the evidence room? Detective Goodman's note and the switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone because of the SL9 connection. That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. All right. Now that was a bloody, violent case. Violent, so it was a murder. A serial killing. A serial killing. Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all, but the killer made a mistake. And Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago? That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight and started the rumor mill. Rumors about forged evidence? It was supposed to be all cleaned up with a transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Huh? What do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see? So that switchblade knife, the victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? Why? What does it mean? He won't talk. Lucky, do you think it happens? You would ever make a VN? I'm not a writer. If there's one thing, I not a writer. It's okay, you can just never mind. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Not even if you're straight. Well, I mean, like if you worked on something for like several weeks, several months, I mean, you'll get better at it eventually. I don't think there's an innate quality that you need to have. I mean, experience in life is very important for a writer, I think. But beyond that, I think anyone can write. But do I want to invest my time to do that? No. That's the thing. Yes, you said you wanted some hot tea. Oh, she didn't even look at it. You must have to brew the leaves a long time to get a rich flavor like this. Gotta show it to Meekins. Oh, yeah. Lucky's too busy making thigh quiz Tom Horse girl games. That's right. I'm sorry, sir. I have no idea what that is. Oh, okay. Well, he doesn't know. We gotta talk to Edgeworth, I guess. Oh, he's not here yet? What are we missing? This is my crowning achievement, my masterpiece. But art is always misunderstood, pal. Art? He was dancing proudly on the day of the award ceremony. There were a lot of people coming and going after the ceremony. So they took the Blue Badger away for a while. Really, why? Oh, they said it was shameful or something like that. Shameful? I toiled day and night. I sympathize with Detective Gumshoe. I can see why they, but I can see why they moved it. Wait a minute. Hey, look. They're hard to make out, but there's some dark stains here. Looks like blood. I think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on this when he got stabbed? Not likely. It's blood. It looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. What are we missing here? Yeah, we did that. Okay, well, I guess we gotta do it again. What? What's the matter, detective? This locker, it's mine. It's yours, please. You have to help me. When they come to take me away, promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? Important clue. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police. What? But you're a detective? Okay, I think that's it. Right. Gotta be back to the Edgeworth. If it's not that, then I have no idea where to go. Okay, I have no idea where to go. Where should we begin? No, you're not being very helpful. I know, the killer used the cassette tape. What a crafty trick. The gunshot was a fake. This is good. No one will expect a cassette tape in this day and age. He's not writing a report, he's writing a novel. Man, this bottle is, oh, wait a minute. Blood on the cactus. Got a reaction. There's clearly blood around the spines here. Room's pretty messy. Someone must have tripped over something and planted their head right in these spines. I think that may be more painful than being murdered. Wait a minute. What if we sprayed this? Oh. You thought Blue Badger was the killer? Seems very likely. You show me that every time we meet, pal. Real men show their police badge, enough said. I wish I had a badge, even an ID card would be nice. You put in the wrong number. Weird. Who's 4989596? Detective Goodman was stabbed here after opening his locker, but at the same time, he was found dead over at the prosecutor's office. That's weird. What are we missing? What could it be that we are missing? We need some evidence to get anywhere with this guy. We need some evidence. Blood. This blood must be from when Lana... No, my sister isn't the murderer. But she did call you, didn't she? At the time of the crime? And her right hand is bandaged? Hey, whose side are you on? This has nothing to do with size. It means that Lana's hand had blood on it. You know whose hand is also bandaged? Me? It's true. Wait a minute. It's gonna be so mad. You, yes? Oh, yeah. Let's see. She doesn't know. You gotta inspect the glove in the evidence room. Oh? Someone left a glove here, but only one. Detective Gumshoe? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know. You mean SL9? It does have a tag on it. Hey, pal, look at the time. Was there something you needed to... There's something you needed to be going to? It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm gonna go give them my report for the day. Might help, you know. Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. Let's go see what Edgeworth has to say. What? I guess my apologies. What is the bellboy doing here? Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Right. He had the hotel bring him tea service? Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor office inquiry. I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Ah, yes, he brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. So how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this as... They decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently, there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times, ever since that case 2 years ago. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding and prosecuting attorney, however. Something happened? They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes, any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police Gantz. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why? I ask you, why? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of, but still. Oh, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Maybe we can cheer him up with this? Alright, I better check this now. As I was saying, what's this? A record ID card usage? Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. By Chief Gant, no less. The Chief of Police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. I better make note of this. Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right? It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident. And some dark suspicion that you were wrapped up in. You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. He must be talking about his father's murder in the elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you just tell me about it? Tell me the truth. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too? He was a top officer. It was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? In the worst memory of my life, I'm sitting on the computer watching a Lucky stream. I'm pretty sure you could do a lot worse. A whole lot worse than that. Looks pretty sick to me. In truth, I use slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't? Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister, what? If you were still studying forensic science. Huh? Yeah, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this? Doing all testing fluid, huh? Well then, you might have a use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints? Aluminum? It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me, are you sure? We're the enemy, you know? I got no say in today's investigation. Do as you will with that stupid face. Got no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, no need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Well, let's get going. One last investigation. Right. I do remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. We sure do. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here, in this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger. Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print. I can't really tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger. Oh, the thumb. Probably this one, the index. Now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder. How do you do that? With enter. Oh. Looks like it did the trick. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow it away. How do I do that? With E. Exciting, I know. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. What the hell is E? It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on. Just pour the powder on thick and blow it away. Blow away the extra. What do you adhere to? Glue, most of all. You did it! You found one! But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck! Out of luck? The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes in scientific investigations, but it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints. I'm looking at the locker door again closely. Seems like there's fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. There's a print here. Son of gun. I'm gonna run out of powder. A print so clear it's dazzling. Dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. We're not done yet? This is quite the process. No point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? Looking at the fingerprint data. Point out the person you think left these prints, huh? How am I supposed to know who it was? I could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprint would we most likely find on this evidence locker? Well, it's probably this Joker. Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. I guess that's probably because I was thinking so what. Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's go check it out. That's right. Right here. There was a handprint here. Okay. Check for prints. Lucky, did you remember to wear gloves? Always use protection. The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it with chemical means. Any prints in that area will be wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints? Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me! Anyway, we gotta find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints that weren't wiped away. I don't see any prints that weren't wiped away. Dust thine eyes. Hey, I'm dusting here. So much powder. Jake Marshall. Hey, these fingerprints, whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? It's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma. This is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminal reaction, the blood and the fingerprints are in the same place? Oh! We have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped bloodstain. Why would Officer Marshall? Looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you would call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. To be continued. It's only 15 minutes? No, you know it's not 15 minutes. So what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time, and a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scene. Lada. Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. How did it go? It is as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. Alana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. The sky, I found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Bloodstained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're gonna accuse Mr. Marshall. We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. Okay. How long do you think we have left in the game? Do we have less than 30 minutes? If yes, we will end this. If not, we're gonna end it anyway, as in the stream. We're gonna save. I don't trust you guys at all. Alright, so we're gonna call it there for Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. That is the only stream we have planned for today. Now I imagine... Yeah, we only got Ace Attorney today. So, I'll go on break and we'll see what we do after the break. We do a bit more, or we will call it. Depends on how I'm feeling. So we'll say goodbye to YouTube. Bye, YouTube. Bye, YouTube. See you next time. And then we'll see what we do.